Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been sitting at your desk just staring at your screen with 3 different SEO proposals open and you're completely scratching your head? Like one quote is $1,000, another is 5, and the third is asking for 15 grand a month. And the crazy part? They all seem to promise the exact same thing. It is incredibly overwhelming, man, but you are definitely not alone here. Today, we're breaking down the real cost of SEO agency pricing so you finally know exactly what it is you're paying for.
So let's dive into the big question on everyone's mind. Why are SEO quotes so wildly different? It's honestly the ultimate mystery in digital marketing. Why does agency A quote you $1,000 and agency B quotes $10,000 for what looks like the exact same service? It feels like they're just pulling numbers out of a hat, right? But I promise you they aren't. There is a real method to the madness, and understanding it is going to save you a ton of money.
Okay, so here is how we're going to untangle this mess together today. We'll start with the SEO pricing mystery, then look at the 3 core pricing models. After that, we'll cover what actually drives the cost, take a peek inside the pricing tiers, and finally, wrap up with choosing your SEO partner.
Section 1. The SEO pricing mystery. Uncovering the costs. Look, the truth is, SEO pricing isn't just a random number thrown at a wall. It's actually a highly calculated formula based on the labor involved, the tools required, the agency's expertise, and the specific risk in your industry. Section 2. 3 core pricing models. How agencies bill you. Because how they bill you is just as important as what they bill you. Let's look at the fundamental structures they use.
Basically, most agencies operate on one of these 3 models. Number 1 is the monthly retainer. This is by far the most common, and honestly, it's your best bet for continuous long-term growth. You pay a fixed fee every month for a steady stream of work. Number 2 is project-based pricing. This is your go-to for one-time deliverables, like an initial site audit or moving your website to a new domain. You pay a flat fee, it gets done, and that's the whole shebang. Finally, we have hourly billing. This is really only good for quick consults or small tasks, simply because the costs can get totally unpredictable over a long period of time.
Section 3. What drives the cost? The factors behind the bill. Now, what's really interesting here is understanding the why behind that final number.
So we know the models now, but what actually pushes that dollar amount up or down? Well, first off, it's the agency itself. Agency experience plays a massive role. Guys with proven systems, solid case studies, and senior specialists, they're naturally going to charge a premium over a newer agency that's kind of still figuring things out. Second is your website and your specific industry. And third is the scope of work. If your campaign needs heavy content creation, deep technical overhauls, and aggressive link building, well, all that extra sweat and expertise pushes your costs up. Think about your website and industry for a second. This brilliantly illustrates the point. A local business, let's say a neighborhood plumber, is generally much easier to optimize. You're targeting a very specific geographic area with limited competition. Now, compare that to a massive e-commerce store selling shoes nationwide. That is a highly competitive, cutthroat market. The local shop is a relatively simple puzzle to solve, while the giant e-com site demands a massive, ongoing war chest. That drastically changes the price tag. You also have to factor in the specific deliverables. Content creation alone is a huge cost driver. A simple, generic blog post might run you, under $100? But a highly researched, authoritative article written by a true subject matter expert, that can easily cost several $100s. Plus, things like high-converting landing pages or really deep technical audits often require totally separate investments because they demand specialized expertise outside of just your standard daily maintenance. Section 4. Inside the pricing tiers. What packages include? Let's move on and see how all of this builds into the actual menu of options you're being pitched. It's kind of like reading a restaurant menu. Down at the entry point, you have the basic tier. This is usually $1,000 to $2.5 grand a month. What do you get for that? Basic maintenance, simple updates, limited strategy. It basically just keeps the lights on. But step up to the mid-level package, which runs around $2,500 to $7 grand a month, and the game completely changes. You get a dedicated account manager, serious ongoing content, active technical fixes, and link building. This right here is where real growth strategy separates from just basic maintenance. And then we hit the big numbers. Premium packages often start at 10 grand a month and can go way, way higher. Look, I get it. That sticker shock is absolutely real. But at this level, you aren't just buying man hours. You are paying for entirely custom strategies built specifically for your enterprise.
You're getting senior experts with decades of experience dedicated to your account. This is the heavy artillery for businesses competing in the absolute toughest markets. Section 5. Choosing your SEO partner. Making the choice. Let's shift into protective mentor mode here and talk about how to navigate that final decision. So you have the proposals, you understand the tiers, but how do you actually decide? The absolute golden rule here is do not focus only on price. The cheapest agency is rarely the best. Before you sign a single thing, step through these 4 requirements. 1. Ask exactly what deliverables are included. No vague promises. 2. Find out who is actually doing the work. Are you getting the senior expert they pitched you, or are they handing it off to an intern? 3. Understand exactly how success is measured. And 4. Make sure every deliverable, timeline, and cost is clearly documented in your contract. Now, while you're doing that due diligence, you really need to watch out for the snake oil. If an agency guarantees you the #1 spot on Google, literally run. Seriously, nobody owns Google's algorithm. Also, be super cautious of guys trying to lock you into incredibly long, unbreakable contracts right out of the gate. And finally, watch out for proposals hiding behind vague, jargon-filled descriptions. If they can't explain it to you simply, they probably don't know what they're doing. So it all comes down to this one absolutely crucial mindset shift. You are not buying SEO tasks. You are investing in growth. At the end of the day, you aren't just paying someone to tweak meta tags on a website. You are investing in real expertise and strategy designed to attract qualified traffic, generate real leads, and bring actual paying customers to your business. Which leaves us with one final incredibly important question to ask yourself right now. Does the agency's proposal clearly measure your business growth? If it doesn't map back to your actual bottom line, it's just not the right fit. When you understand exactly what you're paying for, the labor, the expertise, the strategy, choosing the right partner gets a whole lot easier. Take this framework, go look at those proposals again, and make the absolute best decision for your growth.